The ultrasound tech said things don't look right.
What makes me so stupid that I just continue to let myself become your doormat?
About a month later, I found out what postpartum depression was.
I got a call from the hospital saying my mom had overdosed. Growing up, my dad kept me away from a lot of the bad stuff. It didn't really hit me until I interacted with my mom. After that, things got crazy as hell. After I graduated from high school at 17, I told my dad I wanted to go see my mom because she's never been in my life. I was finally an adult and I wanted to build a relationship with her. I thought I was grown, so I packed up all my stuff and moved into my mom's house. I had no idea what was waiting for me.
I keep my circle super small in order to protect my heart. You see, I learned a long time ago that the best way to guard against the pain of loss is to not let anyone get close to you in the first place. And that was my whole life's plan. If you can knowingly avoid a loss, you'll be so much happier in the long run, right? I thought you were just supposed to let life happen to you and take whatever you can get because somehow God knows what's best for you. I was always trying to do what's right and stay out of trouble. Meanwhile, running away from any and everything that might cause me any pain. I was just a soulless shell just moving through life until the ultrasound tech said things don't look right.
Because I love you, I'm gonna make this short and sweet. I keep on wondering what kind of magic voodoo you have over me that makes me surrender my good sense with you. What makes me so stupid that I just continue to let myself become your doormat? I guess it's not completely your fault. Oh, don't get me wrong. I'm not letting you off the hook. You don't deserve the chance to even think that you're going to put your hands on me again. No. My children will not grow up thinking that this is normal or acceptable behavior. So all my life I've been stomped on, mentally, physically, emotionally abused by everybody around me. Hell, my parents even walked out on me as a child. So you don't hold the monopoly on mistreating this black girl. No, I was damaged goods long before you came along. Been searching for love my entire life. And I may not know the real meaning of it just yet, but I do know that this ain't it.
As a kid, I loved the arts. I loved to dance, sing, act, you name it. I was active as a child and I loved going to school. But when my mother remarried, it was the beginning of the end of my life. My grades fell, I became depressed. I began to question everything and everyone around me. And I no longer trusted anyone. What would make a vibing young girl take such a drastic turn? Well, at 7 years old, my stepfather began to sexually molest me, and I no longer knew who I was.
As an adult, I'm able to reflect on my past, and now that I look back, I believe my depression started when I was a kid because I had a lot of issues at home. My parents got divorced when I was 5, and they didn't really explain to me what happened. It was devastating suddenly not having my father in my life and not knowing what to do with my feelings. I let my anger out by fighting. That became my outlet. I went to 10 different schools from 7th to 10th grade because I used to like to fight a lot. Spending time in juvenile hall for a month, whew, that slapped me into reality. I had to ask myself, why do you like fighting so much? Maybe it's because that's what I saw growing up.
You probably don't understand what generational curses are, but just know that you're breaking them right now, and that is an amazing accomplishment. I love my little girl. She is my world. There is nothing that I wouldn't do for her. She's beautiful and smart, kinda like her mama. To me, it's important for her to know this even though she's only 4. There is a lot of baggage in my family line that I don't want her to ever have to carry. Even though they've never turned their backs on me, even when they found out I was broke, unemployed, unmarried, and pregnant. My baggage is the reason that I wrote this letter to my little girl. I want her to know that my story doesn't have to define who she chooses to become.
I got a call from the hospital saying my mom had overdosed. And they had found her passed out in my car. I rush and get my sister and my grandma and we head to the hospital. But when I get there, I run into her fucking husband. I was so pissed off. I just yelled at him, "Sit your ass down. You're the reason she's going through all of this now." I had to put my anger and my youth aside. I gathered my strength and went to my mother's room. I remember seeing her lay there, hair matted, face puffy, feet bare and dirty. I didn't even recognize her.
As I walked down the hallway, dazed and confused, I could hear the nurse at the desk saying, "Oh no, she lost it." I froze. I couldn't bring myself to look back at her, so I kept walking. 2 weeks went by, no change. They were hoping the baby would abort itself, but it didn't.
So at a very young age, I became interested in boys. Still searching, thinking that sex meant love. Yeah, even my mother knew what a stupid idea that was. She'd tell me stuff like, "Well, go on and live with them then, and I hope they fuck you over so you can learn your lesson." Yeah, that lady was a real piece of work. But I guess that's what led me to you. See, that's why I'm saying it's not completely your fault. I was stupid. I was stupid to let you continue to cheat on me in my own house and in my own car. I was stupid to not say anything when you grabbed me by my neck and you dared me to say something about it. I was stupid to not say anything when you took my car and you left me stranded for 3 days, not even able to go to work. No, don't rock the boat, I said. Don't do anything. This is your happiness. I was stupid.
I no longer wanted to go anywhere because my stepfather always wanted to drive. All I did was try to get away from him. The little girl I once knew slowly deteriorated, and I went from an A student to a B student. I found comfort in food though, and food was my protector. I just thought that if I would get fat, he would just leave me alone.
See, when you a kid and you see people fighting and arguing all the time, you think that's how you're supposed to solve your problems. So for a very long time, I solved all of my problems with my fists.
My story began when her father and I were together. We weren't in a serious relationship, and it definitely wasn't marriage material. During that time, I wasn't loving myself as a black woman. I was not honoring my queenhood. And when I found out I was pregnant, I felt like a complete failure. I asked myself, what you gonna do now, Royale? Obviously, I proceeded with the pregnancy and my little gumdrop was born. About a month later, I found out what postpartum depression was, and I was totally overwhelmed. I can't even believe I was contemplating shooting my baby in the head and then killing myself.
When we finally get home, she stumbles over to the couch. I ask her where my car was, and she's talking straight out of her mind. I don't know where your fucking car is. Fuck you and that car. All you care about is that fucking car. She gets up and goes over to the kitchen, pours an entire box of cereal into a bowl and drowns it with milk. I ask her again, where's my car? She looks at me and says, it may have gotten towed. I don't give a fuck, bitch. I black out. I flew across the counter and started beating her ass. My sister pulls me off and I pop back into reality. And I see my mom bleeding. And everyone's staring at me in shock. That was the first time that I had ever laid my hands on anyone in my life. So I just sat there on the floor, stunned and quiet. My sister came over to me, asked me if I'm okay. I whispered, no. I knew then it was time for me to go, so I left. Been on my own ever since. I didn't want to hit my mom, but she was the first woman who ever broke my heart.
I thought, I'm a good person. I already have a 4-year-old, and I'm doing everything right as a mom. My husband's a preacher, and we're active in our church. So why me? Did God hate me? I was diagnosed with a molar pregnancy, and in my case, the egg was supposed to split into twins, but for whatever reason didn't. The complicated part is that molar cells tend to metastasize into cancer, and I was very sick.
Maybe our second daughter would have survived if you and me both knew how to love. And I blame myself for that. I was so stupid, thinking that you were my happily ever after. I'm choosing me now. I'm choosing love. I cannot enable you to abuse me any longer. My kids deserve so much more than that.
At the ripe young age of 19 and a freshman in college, I rushed and got married during the winter break. And I jumped at the chance when he proposed because I couldn't wait to get out of that house. And I tried to be a good partner, but I slowly became less motivated. I wasn't finishing my school courses, I didn't cook or clean. I wasn't taking care of myself. Everything I suppressed came to surface, and I had a nervous breakdown. I passed out, and when I woke up, I found myself in a mental institution.
My husband had 2 different babies by 2 different women, and I just was beginning not to feel like myself. Like, I felt like I needed to look a certain way to be worthy of love. Hell, I was a former stripper with a tight-ass body, and this new weight, it wasn't it. So what's the best way to get back into shape? Plastic surgery. I got breast implants. I started taking these diet pills to get my sexy back. Little did I know those things would cause more problems than they were. After I got off the pills, the weight came back and then some. My breast implants were jacked up. They caused me countless surgery after surgery, mammograms. I ended up having to get my breast drained.
I've seen my mom, my aunts, and cousins all deal with stress, anger, and being a single parent. I was supposed to break the curse.
I'm a business owner now. I travel across the country, meeting new people and making new friends. Sometimes it gets dark, like midnight, but you learn to trust again.
What I have learned is that we don't always get to control what happens to us, but we do get to control how we respond to it. I know that I am still worthy of love, honor, and respect, and that truth empowers my little girl.
Now I know somebody's not gonna give it to me just the way that I need it, but what I do know is that everything I needed was already inside of me all along. And I am done allowing you to love me wrong. You take this information any way you want, but just know that when you wake up tomorrow morning, me and my kids are not going to be here.
That's when I realized that I had a serious problem. My husband encouraged me to seek help, so I interviewed for a clinical trial, and that's when I was diagnosed as a manic depressive. This was my awakening, and I finally decided to break free from the trauma. Going to therapy, using the tools, and the medication offered helped me to stabilize. Now, I know who I am, and I have rediscovered my creative voice. Saving me and choosing freedom was the best thing that ever happened to me.
It's way easier to seek therapy, deal with your issues, and live a healthier lifestyle from the beginning. There ain't no quick fix solutions to life's problems. But I know now that I need a healthy physical outlet to channel my energy. So I walk. I walk 4 miles every day. I would tell anybody who's holding on to pain to get your ass a therapy and face your shit. Because that's the only way you're going to become the captain of your own ship and bring some joy into your life.
Hurt, pain. They're just a part of life's journey. I want the people I meet to know that self-love radiates from your entire soul. And when it does, oh my, it's fluorescent.